So this is a 1980s apartment block. It needs to be upgraded to the current sustainable standards and reconfigured internally to create a more open plan layout. In this video, I'm going to show you the demolition drawing process, taking the existing floor plan, identifying what's being demolished and what's being retained. So from this to this. There's a link in the description to create a free Rayon account and follow along. So let's dive into it. So here's the starting point. This is an apartment as it currently exists. External walls, internal partitions, full internal configuration as built. But the three things that we need to change here, that's driving the strip out scope. The first is performance. The insulation standards of 1980s buildings are nowhere near where they need to be now. So we need to strip that back and propose a whole new internal lining. The second is the layout. The current configuration is a series of closed rooms with limited connection. The brief asks for more open plan arrangements, particularly between the kitchens and living spaces, and trying to build that relationship internally and externally with that balcony. And the third is the floor finishes. We're going to be stripping out all of the floor finishes and replacing them with new carpets, with new floor tiling. And with a demolition drawing, it is super important that there is no ambiguity in the drawing. That ambiguity will eventually play out on site if it's not clear. So to do an initial analysis of this floor plan, we can see here that the hallway and entrance is very generous. So we could potentially rework this. We could either make the bedroom slightly bigger, the bathroom slightly bigger. We could pull some of the walls in slightly, but generally some of these walls we do want to pull out because I don't think it's quite working efficiently enough for this apartment. Likewise, on the right-hand side, we have this kind of clear division between living and kitchen. We could open this all up as a open plan kitchen and living area. So we can demolish this internal partition. And then similarly with some of these walls that we could pull out, some of them will have to remain as they're retaining walls. So the wall between the kitchen, living and the bathroom space will need to be retained, but much of this we can strip out. Likewise with these thermal linings that we have wrapping around the internal edge of the external wall, if we want to bring it up to the current standard of sustainability requirements, we're going to have to also pull these out to improve the external performance of that wall. So we're going to strip all of those linings out as well, and that's also going to be part of our strip out and demolition pack. So the way that this works in Rayon is that if you select a certain element, so in this case we'll select this wall, on the right hand side you can see then you have your style panel. And this is where you can manage your style, you can manage your stroke, your fills, your different patterns that you apply to any element, whether that's zones, walls, doors, any type of block. This is where you manage all of your styles. You can then change your thickness, your fill, and your stroke. In this case, we're going to change this to a red. Depending on your kind of convention that you want to use to demonstrate your demolition drawings, it's always some kind of red hatch. And so here you have different options of either doing a solid fill, gradient fill, hatch, or texture. And so you could do it as a solid red. And in this case, we're going to test a style that I can show you how you can then save it and edit it further. So we're going to apply a kind of, let's do some kind of grid, oblique grid. But we're going to also improve the intensity of that grid so you can transform that, so you can scale it up and down. We're going to make this a red grid then. And you'll see here that now we're indicating a kind of red hatch in this wall. And we can drop the opacity if we feel the red is too strong. You can manage all of this in the styles. Likewise with the stroke. First, we want to make sure that the stroke hierarchy is correct. So we're going to do a much thicker outline. So we do 0.13, and you can see here is instantly as soon as we apply this, it's much stronger and it reads stronger as a kind of element. And we're going to basically then save this as a style that we can apply across the drawing. So you can do that by heading to the right hand side, click the plus button, and then you'll get a default name, but you can also then change it to a 0.15 demolition wall if you'd like. And so then the way that you can then apply this across your model is if you select another element, you click the 4 dots in the top right corner, you can then select a style, or alternatively, you can select your element, do pick style, and then choose a style that you have assigned to another element. And you can go across your drawing and start doing this, and you'll be able to see that now all the elements that you want to apply that demolition style to, you can do that. And this is a really quick way of straight away showing which elements you want to demolish and which elements you don't. And you will have instances where you might have a slightly thinner wall. In this case, we have a 0.1 meter wall or 100 mil wall. And you can then also do the same styling to this, and you can save that as its own style as a 0.1 demolition wall, for example. So any other instances where you have that same thickness of that wall, you can also do that too. And so this is how you kind of manage your styles and you apply it across the drawing. Now we'll do the same thing for that internal lining. So a really quick way of selecting all of the same type of wall is if you right click and do same style or same type or same block, depending on how you want to select those elements. You can see here now that it's selected all of those elements that have that gray tone applied to it, that has a 0.15 wall, and then you can head to the right hand side and then pick your style and apply it in that way. It's a great way of applying a mass style across the drawing. And you could do the same with your openings. In this case, these openings are blocks. So if you double click into them, you can then edit the style of those blocks too. So you'll see that when you click into this block, it also has a style assigned to various strokes or fills that might be in there. And so in this case, you can just edit that existing style. And because that style is assigned to all of those other lines within the block, because we have multiple of those blocks throughout our drawing, it will apply it to all of those blocks. And we're going to work through everything on the demolition list. So first, those internal linings, second, the internal partitions, and then the floor finishes. So in this case, what I'm going to simply do for the floor finishes is just to change the hatch that is currently applied to a red. So in this case, the hatch that we have, this grid hatch for the bathroom, for example, or the wood floor finish for the kitchen, we can just apply a red stroke to it to indicate that that is going to be demolished. Now, in some cases, for example, with this carpet, it might not be too clear. And so there's obviously different ways that you can do this. You could annotate it if you wish to identify that those elements are going to be demolished too. But for this instance, we're going to just apply a red hatch. Now, to show you how you can then edit one of those styles that is applied to many elements across your drawing, for example, if we select this wall, this 0.15 demolition wall that's been applied to many other elements across the drawing, we can then change this fill to, let's say, a solid red fill and change the stroke to a dash. So this is probably more of the kind of general convention that you would do for a demolition drawing. You would have some kind of solid red fill with a dashed outline. And this now all of a sudden makes the drawing, I think, a little bit more clear. And you can see here now it's applied across all of the other elements. And in these instances where we have certain wall elements that are being joined together and you actually can't see the split between the walls, I'm just going to draw a polyline to basically identify that split between the wall, and we can just change the stroke on the right hand side. And if there is anything in your drawing that is ambiguous or unclear, definitely use some annotations to clarify that. So for example, if you wanted to show dimensions for some reason, maybe if you want to demonstrate certain distances between elements that are being demolished, just to confirm scale and location to a strip out contractor, you can start applying some dimensions throughout the room. So for example, in your drawings, you could, to a client, you could identify, okay, what is the existing distances of between certain wall elements, and then if we are to strip these out, you can then show maybe a proposed dimension. And so dimensions are a really nice way just to add that more detail and scale to the drawing. And so we can use dimensions really easily using your kind of dimension tool at the bottom where you have all of your annotation tools. And it's just a case of clicking 2 points, and on the right hand side, in the same way that we did with all the walls and all the zones, you can adjust the styles as well. So you can change the text size, you can then change the font type, you can change all of these elements to fully customize your dimension. And some really nice ones that you can change is the end piece, for example. You can change your stroke. You can also change the unit and precision. So if you wanted to show the suffix and show the unit, you could turn that on and off. If you wanted to change the decimal place. I personally think it's important to make sure that this is clear. So you want to show this, what scale it is. You want to show if it's meters, millimeters, etc., just to avoid any confusion. And once again, we don't want any ambiguity in our drawings when we're showing demolition drawings. And we can, fully populate the drawing if we want to. This is an example of how you could fully populate your drawing to indicate those dimensions between those elements that are being demolished. Now, one type of annotation that is really useful to add is, of course, just to add some leaders. So if you've got some instances where maybe it isn't too clear about what you're actually demolishing, what you're not demolishing, sometimes it's nice just to add a leader to clarify that. So in this case, we can just identify that this is the demolition of an existing thermal lining, just to make it abundantly clear that this is the kind of plasterboard or the lining that they're stripping out. You could do the same with maybe a kind of windowsill. So in this case, we have a kind of somewhat ambiguous dashed red line beneath the window, which maybe isn't too clear. So you can then identify, okay, this is a demolition of existing windowsills, and just make that clear on the drawing. So this is where you can adjust your leaders, you can change the position, the angle, to annotate your drawing further. Now you can go kind of the extra mile and add more annotations about ventilation valves, door openings, sizes of doors and things that are going to be demolished. Really, a lot of this detail probably isn't really required, but these are all nice touches to add that extra level of detail to the drawing. And of course, a really important element of a demolition drawing is the legend. The visual system only works if the person reading the drawing knows what the convention means. So a contractor on site or a team member reviewing the set shouldn't have to guess what the drawing is telling you. And sometimes if it isn't too clear in your drawing, you can always add a note for clarification. To create a legend is really simple. All I'm going to do is actually copy some of the elements that already have those styles applied to it. For example, I'm going to take this wall, copy it across just to the side of the drawing, and we're just going to add a text alongside it and just call it Demolition. We're then going to copy those elements and apply that style for the kind of existing elements, so existing wall, and also apply that style to it. And so now when we actually come to build the presentation, you can then see that you can apply that legend alongside the drawing. And so just to make it abundantly clear what we're talking about with this drawing. So to actually pull this drawing then onto a sheet to scale with the legend, with all of the details that you need to show and talk about in the demolition set before it's issued to a strip out contractor, the way that Rayon works is that you have two options. You have a model canvas and paper canvas. Model canvas is where your drawing exists. Your paper canvas is now where you can start building a presentation or a drawing issue sheet or whatever it might be. And so we're going to create a new paper canvas. We're going to create a page. Now you have the option of choosing which page format you want. So A3, A2, A1, etc. In this case, we're going to choose A3. You can change the orientation and edit this as much as you wish. You can change the background color of this page if you wanted to. You can also change the background of your canvas page if you wanted to. So you can really kind of customize your workspace, which is quite nice. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull in a title block. So title blocks can be found in the block library, which are also located on the left-hand side. So if you head to the block library and we look for our annotations of title blocks, we have title blocks, scale bars, north arrows, section lines, elevation markers, all of the annotations that you would need to populate your drawing. They can be found there. So we're going to pull in a A3 title block that we can then pull into our drawing and drop into place. Now, the really nice thing about these title blocks is one, you can customize them further. So you can then add your logo, you can change some of the text, you can add the legend in a moment. You can then adjust and amend some of the scaling parameters so we can change it to a 1:50 scale. You can also create title blocks from scratch yourself and then save them as a block. If you find that useful, you can import your own title blocks if you wish, but it's good to know that there's options there. So I'm just going to quickly change back the background color to a gray, and we're going to pull in a view into our drawing now. So the way that this works is that we basically create a viewport into our model canvas. So if we create a new view, it will come in at a default scale. And so we just want to change this now to maybe a 1:50. And then what we can do is we can crop this view. So we can then pull in the edges to crop, or we can double click in and start changing the position of our drawing, or pulling in once again and editing the view that way. So there's a few ways you can edit your views. And a really nice thing about Rayon is that it's also a live drawing. So if you make any changes to your drawing, of course, it's going to update then in your paper canvas. So if you have any annotations that are coming off the view, for example, we can pull that back into place. Now, the way we're going to build this legend is basically go back to our model canvas and pull it to the side. So it's not basically being viewed on the drawing. So we're going to create a separate view into that legend. So if we create a new view that goes into that legend, then and we copy that drawing across, you can now see that we can basically position that in our legend tab in the title block. And you can see here that now currently it doesn't really line up with the table. So all we're going to do is we're going to go back into our model canvas and we're just going to pull these apart and position them slightly better so they can sit in that legend table. We can add some more details to the drawing, like a scale bar as mentioned and a north arrow, and we'll arrive at something like this, which is a really neat and clean demolition drawing, showing the detail required, not overdoing the annotation, with our scale bar, north arrow, and of course the legend, which is really important. And you can now export this as a PDF. On the left-hand side, if you go to your pages, you can then export that page as a PDF that you can then share with your strip out contractor. And that's the complete package, from an existing floor plan with no indication of scope to a drawing that's clear about what is being stripped out and demolished. It's really important to be clear about what is going, what is staying, and presented correctly in a coordinated sheet with legends ready to issue to the design team and the strip out contractor. The process is quick because the decisions are the hard part. Once you know what's being demolished, communicated clearly is a style decision and layout decision. Both take minutes once the system is in place. If you want to try this in your own project, there's a link in the description to create a free Rayon account. And also please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel to learn more about Rayon and interior design. Thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.